The night was suffocatingly silent. Adam, a 28-year-old rideshare driver, had been on the road for hours, waiting for one last trip before heading home. His phone buzzed. Pickup. Karen, 2:17 a.m., Silent Hill Road. Adam frowned. He had never heard of Silent Hill Road. He checked the map, and an unfamiliar, unlit road appeared deep in the countryside. He hesitated, but the payout was unusually high. "Just one last ride," he muttered, accepting the request. As he drove, the streetlights disappeared, replaced by towering trees and dense fog. His car's headlights barely penetrated the mist. Suddenly, a figure emerged from the shadows, a woman in a white dress, standing eerily still at the pickup point. Adam slowed the car. "Karen?" he asked hesitantly. The woman nodded but said nothing as she slid into the back seat. Her face was pale, her expression unreadable. "Late night, huh?" Adam tried making conversation, but she remained silent. Checking the mirror, he noticed she was staring out the window, her hands clasped tightly in her lap. Something about her felt off. The GPS directed him through winding roads, deeper into the woods. The silence was unbearable. He glanced at the mirror again. Karen was no longer in her seat. His heart pounded. He slammed the brakes and turned around. The seat was empty. Breathing heavily, Adam checked the back seat. Nothing. The doors were still locked. The road was empty. Impossible. Just as he reached for his phone to check the trip details, a whisper slithered through the car. "Keep driving." Adam's blood ran cold. He turned around. Karen was back. Her vacant eyes locked onto his. "We're not there yet." His hands trembled on the wheel, but he obeyed. The GPS led him further into the darkness. Suddenly, the car's radio turned on, static hissing through the speakers. Beneath the static, Adam swore he heard a faint voice, distorted but desperate. "Don't take her back." A chill crawled up his spine. Who was speaking? Karen let out a slow exhale. "Ignore it." Adam's instincts screamed at him to turn around. Instead, he stole a glance at the GPS. The destination had changed. Now it just read, home. His home. His breath hitched. He had never entered his address. "Who are you?" he demanded. Karen finally smiled, a cold, unnatural grin. "Drive faster. He's catching up." Adam's foot pressed against the gas pedal, even though he didn't know who he was. A sudden thud shook the car. The rearview mirror reflected a shadowy figure, sprinting toward them on all fours, its limbs unnaturally long. The headlights flickered. "Faster," Karen whispered, her voice shifting, layered with something inhuman. Adam's mind raced. Was he being hunted? Was she the real danger? Then the engine sputtered. The car was dying. Karen leaned in. "He's here?" The last thing Adam saw was a monstrous hand slamming against the window. Then, darkness. The next morning, authorities found Adam's abandoned car in the woods. The doors were wide open, the engine still running. But Adam was never found. And the last trip on his phone? No record of Karen ever existing.